Hello everyone. Long time no see. It feels good to be in front of the camera again. I'm going to be honest with you. This video has taken me 4 attempts to film. Each time I went to post it, I had some technical difficulties. I believe they're all worked out now. I did post a video a week ago, which turned out fine. It was the ultimate Gilmore Girls tag, if you're interested. But basically, the success of that video led me to now believe this one should be fine, and hopefully we can just carry it on forward from here. So basically what I'm here to talk to you about is a used library book haul. Every October in our area, the local library puts on a huge used book haul, and all of the books are used book sale, and all of the books are really cheap. So I picked up quite a few. Even though I certainly did not need to buy more books, I did. So let's just jump right into it and we can talk about what I picked up. So the first book that I picked up is 419, a novel by Will Ferguson. It's the winner of a Scotiabank Giller Prize. I didn't know a whole lot about the story, but as you all know if you've been watching my channel this past year, that I read Will Ferguson's nonfiction travel book about a road trip through Rwanda. And so I figured I loved his writing so much, I would pick up this book as well. And I don't know a lot about it, but from what I can gather, there is some sort of internet scam, and it affects the father of an American woman, and she sets out to investigate what happened, and in doing so, she comes across, or her world collides with another woman who is from Nigeria, and I think it's just about their worlds intersecting and colliding, and also the mystery of this internet scam. So it sounds interesting, and I hope to get to it soon. Then I picked up Bridget Jones, The Edge of Reason by Helen Fielding. I read the Bridget Jones Diary many years ago in high school. I found it a fun, light read. I found it interesting despite the fact that it's written like a diary. Most of the time I don't enjoy books who use that ploy or that style of writing, but I did love the first one, so I picked up the second one as I was going on vacation to a beach location, and I thought it would be a fun read to have on the beach or on the plane where I didn't have to think too hard and maybe get a few laughs. And then I picked up A Thousand Splendid Suns. This is by Khaled Hosseini. I apologize if I said that wrong. I read The Kite Runner in high school as well, and I thought I would pick up another one of his works. And it's again taking place in Afghanistan. The Kite Runner followed a young boy. This one follows a series of women in Afghanistan, and it also jumps through time. So it spans the one woman's lifetime from when she was a young girl up until her womanhood, and a couple of different villages or towns as well. I did end up reading this on the trip, and I do have to say that I liked The Kite Runner better. I found that this one felt a little bit more disjointed between the different characters that were brought to life in the book, and it just was a little bit, how do I say it, like I really wanted to learn more about the one character, but it was a really long time focusing on another character, and I was wondering when we were going to get back to that story, and it just felt a little bit disjointed, but I did appreciate seeing the author's viewpoint through a woman's perspective as opposed to a man's. As the previous book, it was interesting to see how they would write for both sides, and that isn't to say that this is an awful book. I did enjoy it. I found it really interesting. I'm glad I picked it up, and I'm glad I read it. It's just not quite as good for me as the Kite Runner. So maybe if you're going to get into his work, start with the Kite Runner and then go from there. Next I picked up The Bridges of Madison County. I did not know a whole lot about this book. I know it is a movie, but inside it says that there was an Iowa farm wife, and her world collides with a photographer for National Geographic, and he travels through Asian deserts, distant rivers, and ancient cities, and then somehow comes across this war bride from Italy who lives in some sort of farmland. I don't know, I'm sure I'm butchering this synopsis altogether for those of you who have seen the movie or read the book, but I figured for it being such a cheap price and being so famous, what the heck, I'll pick it up, right? This book is Chai Tea Sunday, and it's by Heather A. Clark. It is signed on the inside cover. And I had heard about this book, but I didn't know a lot about it. But it was under the autograph section, and it was, I believe, $1, so I thought, why not pick it up? And the back of this one says, Nikki Fowler has it all, a rewarding career, a loving husband, and the perfect home. But when she and her husband suffer a complicated tragedy, the strain of two people dealing with an impossible situation in different ways breaks up their marriage. Emotionally lost, Nikki travels to Kenya to volunteer at an orphanage. Amidst the violence and abject poverty, Nikki discovers the one thing that keeps Kenyans moving forward is hope. Over steaming mugs of chai, the country's signature drink, Nikki opens up to her host mother, and it goes on and on. Basically, it says that it's based on a true story, and I thought, again, for $1, why not pick it up? The next book I picked up is Live by Night by Dennis Lehane, or Lehane. I'm not quite sure how you ever say it, but I have enjoyed all of the works that I have read by him. This would be the 4th novel. I've read 3 others. The latest being Shutter Island, and I didn't know a whole lot, but I do know that I like his writing, so I thought I'd pick this up as well. And it's basically set in the time of Prohibition in Boston and follows the youngest son of a police chief, or somebody high in the police force anyways, and he is an outlaw, and I'm assuming it has something to do with bootlegging or something to do with Prohibition, since that's stated so prevalently in the synopsis. I guess we'll see what happens when I get a chance to read it. The next book that I picked up goes hand in hand with the other one. They're both by Dan Brown. One is the DaVinci Code, one is Angels and Demons, and they're illustrated copies, which I found to be quite cool. I've read both of them already. I know they're quite mainstream, popular fiction, but I do find it really interesting going and traveling to places that are mentioned in the book and then being able to see the symbols or the art that he's been talking about. So I thought that was kind of cool, as we could look at places that we've been or seen that relate to the book as well. Like the cover of the art of the Sistine Chapel is in there, and just other illustrations from around that they were talking about. So I thought those were quite cool copies for $2 each. Why not? And the last book that I picked up was Scarlet. It's the sequel to Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. This one's by Alexandra Ripley, and I have never read a sequel of a classic book that I like written by somebody other than the original author. So I am a little skeptical that it won't be quite the same as reading the original Gone with the Wind, which I absolutely love. But again, for $1, why not pick it up and see what it's like? And since I did love the first book so much, it would be interesting to see where this takes us. So that is everything that I picked up. I was super excited to go and look through all the shelves and get all of these, and I'm happy to have shared them with you guys. So if you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more, and I hope that you guys had a really good day. Bye!